And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes.
All right, welcome to the show. Thanks so much for spending some time with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team, always helping you win in your real estate deals, buying, selling, investing. Of course, we would love to talk to you. Also, refinancing, we would love to help you through that as well. A lot of people are looking at these dips in the rates right now and considering a refinance. This might be good timing for you. Interesting content today, Trump's master class of negotiations, the art of the deal, how that's playing out on the world scale, the global scale. We're going to talk about that. Andrew Kube joining us as well, US Commercial and Business Capital. He's our go-to guy for all things SBA loans, commercial loans, business loans. We're going to talk about 100% financing available for business owners out there. A lot of people don't realize what is available to them. And that's going to be another consumer advocacy topic for today. Bruce Woodburn, Cross Country Mortgage, joining us as well. Tom Ostrosky as well, making his debut on the Consumer Quarterback Show on the second half of the program. Restoration 223 LLC and Citizens Helping Citizens. You've heard Captain Will Smith talking about some of the programs that they're doing with prison ministry and things of that nature. We're going to be talking with him coming up here as well. Before we do, a couple of hot listings, and I will let you know about our Mega Mixer Day. We got a Mega Mixer coming up April 24th, 5:30, over at Clearwater Threshers baseball game. It's that time of year, beautiful weather. Come on out and enjoy some baseball here locally. And better yet, if you're a business owner out there, or maybe if you want to meet some business owners and you're considering hiring a contractor, hiring a realtor or something, hey, great idea to come on out and meet everybody over there. Thursday, April 24th, coming up, Dave, in a couple of weeks.
Yes, it is. Thursday, like you said, April 24th, 5:30 to 9 p.m. It's 9 p.m. So registration is only $35 for this one, but it is coming with all the foods, meatball sandwiches, everything else like that. The ball game is going to be fantastic. It's up on the second deck up there in the suite. And there is going to be 5 different Chamber of Commerces there. So outside of being able to see and network with all the actual show guests and everybody who makes the show run, you're going to be able to network your business with all the local businesses through northern Pinellas County.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's part of our gratitude party. Every month you can count on us having some type of a business mixer. We call it our gratitude party because we're so grateful for you, our audience, our buyers and sellers and investors that choose to work with our real estate team. We have a monthly party just to celebrate that, just to have fellowship and be a part of the community. That's what makes us different here in Tampa Bay. So I'm your host, Brandon Rimes, owner of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We got a couple of brand new listings just hit the market here in Tampa Bay. We got a property at 1161 Rio de Janeiro down in Punta Gorda, Port Charlotte, Florida area. 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2574 square foot, single family home. Gorgeous property. Got a screened-in pool. Metal roof there. These metal roofs are just amazing. You're close to the Gulf beaches, shopping and dining. Great opportunity to buy property down in Punta Gorda. That's Charlotte County. And a great opportunity here in beautiful Gulf Coast, Florida. 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 1161 Rio de Janeiro Avenue in Punta Gorda. Also got some vacant land we just listed. Another listing at 5274 Miller Bayou Drive. Just listed another beautiful piece of dirt here in Tampa Bay. You can buy some dirt, build a house. Great opportunity here in Tampa Bay to build your dream home on a waterfront lot. This is a waterfront lot. You have access to the bay. Now there is a bridge, so you got to look into the specifics on what size of boat you can have, etc. But great opportunity. This one's a 1/4-acre lot at Miller Bayou Drive. Beautiful Port Richey, Florida, Pasco County. 5274 Miller Bayou Drive. You can see all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, let's go to the phone lines here. We're going to talk with Andrew Kube, US Commercial and Business Capital. And Andrew, when you think about, the business climate, a lot of people don't realize all of the resources, all of the funding that is available to them. Tell us more.
Yeah, hey, Brandon, glad to have you on the show again. Yeah, depending on if you're a business owner out there, the first thing to understand is that the government, through the Small Business Administration, the SBA, has set aside $5 million for your business. And it used to be per person, but now if you have multiple businesses, you can take advantage of the $5 million for each business. And so if clients that are looking to start businesses, buy businesses, grow their existing business or franchise, there's money out there for you to make your dreams come true. I mean, there's money out there for you to grow your business, and then hopefully someday either sell your business or leave the business to your children or family as a legacy. So many times what I see, Brandon, is business owners, give an example. I asked a client the other day, he's 55 years old. He's been running his business for over 20 years. And I asked him, I said, what are you going to do in 10 years when you retire? And he had no plan. He said, I'd like to try to sell the business. But in order to sell the business, there's got to be a plan. And the first plan is to help get commercial real estate for your business to grow. We have a program designed for business owners who are currently leasing their business location where they can buy commercial real estate for their business for, yes, no money down. I have a client this month that's buying a $1.3 million property for his business. He's getting $150 in rehab and then another $150 in working capital to run the business. And he's doing this for no money down. All he's doing is paying for his appraisal. And the program, I call it the rent swap or the rent replacement program, where business owners were using their net profits per year and adding back in their rental income as profit. And then based off of that, we're using a factor of 8.5 times to determine how much they qualify for no money down. So let's say a client says $100,000 in profit, they pay $5,000 a month in rent or $60,000 a year. Now we're using $160 to qualify them. We multiply $160,000 times 8.5 times. That comes to $1.36 million. If they find a property to buy for $1 million, now they have $360,000 left over to grow their business. They can get working capital. As they grow, they have to hire new employees. That covers their pay for 3 to 6 months. Money to run the business, money for marketing, equipment, vehicles, anything that you need for your business to help your business grow. You can even pay off high interest rate business debt that you currently have in the loan, and you can get rehab for the property. So it's a great program. If you're out there, you're a business owner and you're renting, please call Brandon and let him know that you're interested in purchasing or looking into purchasing a property for your business.
Absolutely. We're talking with Andrew Kube, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, U.S. Commercial and Business Capital. We work together on our commercial deals. Andrew is a wealth of information. He has access to 50, 60, 70 banks, I think it is, something along those lines, where he has relationships with a lot of the CEOs and the vice presidents of lending. So he's able to get the absolute best rates and programs to help you when it comes to your commercial loans. Andrew, big news in the global markets this week, of course. We've heard a lot about tariffs lately, and I've got a clip I want to play here, but I just want to set it up because if you think about, when President Trump's been playing on a different level than most of these politicians and, of course, a lot of these fake news outlets, these anchors and these people that are really just not in tune. They never signed the front of a business, a check. In other words, I've owned my own businesses my whole life. My family has. And people like President Trump are the true catalyst in this country that have run businesses. So, and when you think about the art of the deal, what played out over the national or the global scale, these tariffs were like a chess match. We got a chess match going on. Beijing has been hit with multiple tariffs, and they're fighting back hard. So what we're doing, I'm going to play the clip, and then I want to break it down for you. But it's such an interesting play.
The White House clearly sending a message to Beijing, make a deal now, where the U.S. and the rest of the world will send their business elsewhere. Here's White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt.
Many of you in the media clearly missed the art of the deal. You clearly failed to see what President Trump is doing here. You tried to say that the rest of the world would be moved closer to China when, in fact, we've seen the opposite effect. The entire world is calling the United States of America, not China, because they need our markets, they need our consumers, and they need this president in the Oval Office to talk to them.
Yeah, so it's so interesting to see how this played out. And when you look at some of these networks, they were just constantly, the sky is falling, the Chicken Little, right? The sky's falling, stock market's down. He did a pause for 90 days and announced that, and the stock market just soared. And he knew that was going to happen. And he also knew that there's been over 75 countries that have contacted the White House and said, hey, we want to renegotiate our deal. We recognize America is still the world's leader, even though the left drug us through the gutter over these last 4 years. But when you look at where we're at economically, we are still the cleanest shirt in the dirty laundry, so to speak, is an old metaphor I've heard. When you think about that, this was a master class in how to use tariffs as a threat. Essentially, you see all the countries that have caved, and then you see where we're at now with where it looks like we're emerging as world champs once again here. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, my thoughts are, first off, is I don't think half of the country is giving the president enough time to show us what he can do, and I think early on he showed us, and that comes from illegal immigration all the way to the market, and I would say if you give President Trump enough time, you'll see what he's going to do. I mean, he's already done so much over a short period of time. So yeah, all the countries are running to us; they need us, and China basically doesn't want to play ball at this point, and they're going to suffer because of it. That's my opinion.
Yeah, exactly, and they're being isolated. So it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. I want to go back to another example that I learned from you early on when it came to there was a particular business. It was a tow truck business, and you said, Brandon, I was able to do 100% financing for this business owner, and not only that for his real estate, but not only that, he was able to take some of the extra capital, the working capital, and we all know that as a business, it's all about cash flow and capital. What are you able to turn? You've got to have that cash flow to be able to pay employees, to be able to buy resources, keep the interest rates down on certain things if you're lending, if you're borrowing. But he was able to buy 2 or 3 extra tow trucks. And think about that, the expansion that he was able to have and the stability that brings to a business, and also it's setting him up for his exit plan. Can you talk on that?
Yeah, well, so we had a guy. He owned his own business. He was leasing the space. He had a couple of tow trucks, but his demand for business, he couldn't handle it. So he needed a bigger location where he could hire some extra staff to answer the phones and some of the walk-in business that they were having. And he had been in that space for about 5 years, and he was paying somewhere around $5,000 a month. So he paid out, somewhere around $250,000, $300,000 over those years to somebody else's mortgage. So, what we were able to do was put that money back in his pocket and leave a legacy for his family, because now he's paying himself. We're able to get him working capital to run the business. As he was growing, he had to hire new employees. They maybe haven't started making him money yet, but he needed them there to make money. So we were able to get him money to cover their pay. And yeah, we were able to buy him 3 new trucks for him to be able to take the business on, the demand that he was getting. And I think we even paid off a high interest rate business credit card that he had at the same time, all for no money down. He paid for his appraisal and environmental, and everything else, was basically into the loan. And also, if you're doing any rehab on the property, which I don't think he had to, usually you're having to pay, during the construction. The beauty about SBA is they add the money to the loan to where they're actually paying for the payments during construction. So, whether it's a ground up or whether it's a rehab, you're not having to make payments on that loan until you're actually in business making money.
Yeah, absolutely. Reach out to the show hotline. We'll put you in touch with Andrew. Of course, we also do commercial real estate, so we can help you. Andrew is going to get the pre-approval in place. Our real estate team will help you find the project and the building. 813-917-1894. Andrew Kube, U.S. Commercial and Business Capital, going to help you with your lending side. We're going to help you on the real estate side. 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. You can submit an email right through our website at consumerqb.com. Andrew Kube, thanks so much, my friend. Have a great day.
Thank Thank you, Brandon. You too.
My pleasure. All right, coming up, hey, you remember old baseball player, one of the most famous baseball players of all time, Babe Ruth? Well, his house is on the market, his former house on the market in St. Pete. Find out more about that. Also, coming up, we're going to be talking with Bruce Woodburn, Cross Country Mortgage, here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Later on in the program, we got a feel-good story of the day. Also, man living with tremors for 30 years is cured by ultrasound being paid by Medicare. It's unbelievable. Feel-good story coming up.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Ryan. Do not touch
Hey, Brandon, do I need to call Bruce now? Okay.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon Rhymes here. Did you know that we buy houses cash? We will close quickly and give you a fair offer on your home or residential properties, even commercial properties, and we will give you a fair cash offer, close quickly, and be diligent when you're shopping these types of scenarios, because a lot of the wholesalers, the flippers out there, they will sign you up on an as-is contract, and they will shop that contract and try to find a buyer, but they may not find the buyer, and they won't close. So this is Brandon Rhymes, 813-917-1894, consumerqb.com. Brandon Rhymes, we buy houses cash and fast. Attention business owners, did you know we have 100% financing options available? Our no money down program offers 100% financing for business owners.
All right, Bruce,
if you are currently leasing your commercial space, you can purchase real estate for no money down. Additionally, the program offers money for working capital, equipment, and business fixtures. You can even pay off current business debt. Reach out at 813-917-1894. That is my direct cell. You can call or text 813-917-1894. BRimes at kw.com. And that is our 100% financing, no money down program for business owners. We would love to help you buying, selling, or investing in real estate. 813-917-1894. BRimes at kw.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show. Coming up, Bruce Woodburn, Cross Country Mortgage. We're going to talk with him about what's happening in the mortgage side, the mortgage space here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Before we do, a couple of hot listings here in Tampa Bay. We like to feature our listings on air. Strategy Works helps us sell our listings faster for more money. 221 Howard Drive, beautiful Bel Air Beach, Florida. We got a beautiful property here. This one's 5-bedroom, 3-bath, 3,500 square foot, gorgeous 3-island kitchen with Thermador appliances, saltwater pool, 100 linear feet of water frontage on deep water access. Check out 221 Howard Drive, Bel Air Beach, Florida. Also, 1210 Paradise Lake Drive, Tarpon Springs. This is a great location. You're just minutes from the Tarpon Turtle and Lake Tarpon there, Anderson Park. 1210 Paradise Lake Drive, 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-car garage, 2274 square feet. Great opportunity. Buy real estate here in Tampa Bay. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, we got Bruce Woodburn on the line, Cross Country Mortgage, the loan arranger. Bruce, what are you seeing so much in the news, geopolitics, all this stuff happening? Break it down for us.
Well, I can tell you one thing. It's like a schizophrenic market, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's up one day and down the next. I think there's just a lot of uncertainty. I think people are really just kind of sitting on the sidelines waiting to see what's going to happen. But you know, when it comes to mortgages, we were really improving. Everything, you know, was getting better and better since March 26th. Things got better and better and better all the way till April 4th. Then what happened on April 4th? Oh my gosh. We had news that there was going to be a bond sell-off, which is normal. The federal government does bond sell-offs, you know, occasionally just to recoup money from Treasury bonds. But then you've got all the uncertainty with the tariffs, and I think that the market was just, you know, a little freakish But then we had a lot of our foreign investors that buy Treasury bonds had a big sell-off. So they were dumping them, and that caused the bond market to really get hit hard. So we've seen, the last, since the 4th, it's been a rocky road here when it comes to mortgages. It really has. They've taken a bit of a hit. And then, Thursday we came out. And we came out swinging in the bond market. The bonds were up, and then they started to turn into negative territory again. So I think the dust has got to settle, and I think that the market has to see that what Trump is working on is going to take effect. But there's a lot of uncertainty with that. As much as I'm behind him on all of these things, I truly think that it'll work. It's going to be a little painful for us to get there, and I think that's what we're seeing as far as interest rates right now. So we've lost about 125 basis points in bonds, which costs you about $1,250 per $100,000 you're borrowing.
Yeah, and when you think about sellers right now, it's still a great time to be on the market. I have some sellers that are kind of mentioning all those things you just mentioned, parts of that, but essentially it's still a great time to sell. We're in the spring selling season, April, May, June. These are really prime months to sell. So my advice to sellers is stick with it. Just find a good realtor that's going to market your property properly.
Well, yeah, there's no question about it that these times should not freak people out. And here's the thing, my favorite phrase from Warren Buffett is be fearful when others are greedy, but be greedy when others are fearful. What do you think people are right now?
Oh yeah, they're fearful.
They're fearful, right? So that is a buying opportunity, and people don't see that. I'm looking at the bond charts right now. We're bouncing off of a floor right now. We've sunk below all of our moving averages, but we are getting ready to pierce it again. I can see a reversal. So if you're thinking about buying, I'm not going to tell you should lock your rate in today, but I think in the next few days you might have to strike. And the thing is that these markets are so erratic that your rate on one day could be night and day from the next day.
Yeah.
I mean, we literally lost 94 basis points in one day. That's a massive drop in the bond market, and that's not good for interest rates. But they're so volatile that I think they're going to spring back. And I'm encouraging people that are looking to refinance, like so many people. I had a guy call me this morning. He says, I got quoted 4.99% on a refinance. I said, run for the hills. It's a lie. There's no fixed rate that's at that rate.
Right.
Interest rates right now, they're posted on Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. They're running around 6 3/4 to 6.99 on a 30-year fixed. High fives, low sixes on 15-year fixed. Don't be tricked by that.
Yeah,
you see
bait and
people,
switch.
They're not going. What are they going to do? Quote you 9 points to get you into the fours? That would be. It'd take you 10 years to break even on that.
Yeah.
Don't.
We're running out of time here, Bruce. I wanted to get to this story I teased though, because former St. Pete house of baseball great Babe Ruth hits the market for just under $2 million. Short story is that it was looked at by a preservationist, and if not, a builder was going to knock it down. So they saved the home. It's listed just under $2 million over there by Gandy Bridge here in the Tampa Bay area. But, Bruce, give out your number so people can holler at you.
Yeah, you can call me anytime at 813-213-4009 or go to WeBringYouHome.com. The loan arranger, 35 years in the mortgage business, right here in your backyard, and partnered with Brandon BRimes. And Brandon is the man in the Tampa Bay area.
Yes, sir. We appreciate you, Bruce. Bruce Woodburn, Cross Country Mortgage, helping you win in your mortgage side. We're going to help you win on the real estate side. All right, Bruce, thanks so much, man. Appreciate it.
Yep, have a great day.
All right, coming up, we're going to talk with Tom Ostrosky here, Restoration 223 LLC and Citizens Helping Citizens. You don't want to miss that. Great stuff coming up. Also, man living with tremors for 30 years is cured by ultrasound beam, paid by Medicare. Feel good story of the day coming up. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon BRimes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, Brandon Rimes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, always helping you win in your real estate deals if you're buying, selling, investing. Also inviting you to our next party. Every month we host a party. We got a 5-chamber mega mixer coming up on the 24th over at the Clearwater Threshers baseball game right there in beautiful Clearwater, Florida. So check that out. And if you want to join us, just let us know. It's a $35 pay to get into the game, but you'll be able to see us. We'll have our booth set up there, our banners popped up and all that good stuff. So a couple of hot listings here, and then we're going to talk with Thomas Ostrosky. He is the Citizens Helping Citizens and also Restoration 223. He is the operations manager there as well. So interesting content coming up here from him. A couple of hot listings here in Tampa Bay before we jump into it. I want to talk about our commercial listings. We've got two really awesome opportunities here. 9594 Merricamp Road in Ocala, Florida. This one is currently operating as a hardware store. It's 5,725 square feet, acre of land, hardware store in Ocala. You have plenty of parking. Seller financing is available with a strong down payment. 9594 Southeast Merricamp Road. You also have multiple income streams generation coming in from this property. Recently updated office space as well, bathrooms. Great opportunity. You have a motorcycle shop that's currently being leased out. 9594 Southeast Merricamp Road in Ocala, Florida. Another one of our commercial listings here in beautiful Tampa Bay. 10129 Little Road, a chiropractic office that is available for sale. Could be, of course, converted to any type of professional building, any business that fits within that parameter there. 2337 square feet, over an acre of land at 10129 Little Road, Newport Richey, Florida. ADA compliant. You have over a dozen paid parking spaces, circular driveway, new roof installed in 2020. Functional and a lit monument sign for high visibility. 10129 Little Road, Newport Richey, Florida. And you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, quick shout out to Brio Tuscan Grill, the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. We love going over to Brio, man. It's a great time to have some business meetings over there. We have our gratitude parties there once a quarter or so. Excellent food, delicious food. The salmon fresca is great. They have great fillets, calamari, all types of good food. They have very friendly waitstaff. The staff is just amazing, very nice people, and a wonderful ambiance as well. Really cool ambiance right there at the International Plaza Mall. Say hello to Chef Oscar Ramirez. Let him know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take him up on special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, let's jump right into it. Thomas Ostrosky, welcome in, sir.
Thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity to share kind of what we do.
Yeah, man. I love it. And tell us a little bit about Restoration 223.
Okay. Well, Restoration 223, what we are a for-profit company, but what makes us unique is that we're owned 99% by a 501c3 organization that's called Impact Foundation. So even though we are a for-profit company, 99% of our profits goes towards helping our mission. So we are a business as mission organization as well. So 99% of our profits go towards helping organizations that provide support for men and women coming out of prison. So basically reentry purposes. And our passion is with transitional housing and employment readiness and finding these men and women good jobs.
Wow. I mean, that's a lot right there in two sentences. You really nailed it with those last two sentences. Break down everything that you do and that you're about, and Thomas Young and Captain Will Smith, and we talked about that. So let's take it one step at a time. So sometimes people, they're dealt a bad card, hand of cards. They made a bad decision when they were younger, and they ended up in prison. And then so your organization will help them on the side when they're coming out.
Yeah. So what we would do is we'll actually donate funds to those organizations that help them.
Okay.
So our purpose is to make money for them so that they don't have to go after government grants and things like that. So what our goal is, our dream is that we're going to fund those organizations.
Nice.
So that it makes those organizations a lot more sustainable, so they're long-term, and that they can be a little bit more solid with their financials and provide more support for the men and women when they're coming out of prison.
Yeah.
So what we do is we do real estate development, investment projects. So what we do is we purchase some land in South Tampa, the older homes, ranch-style homes, knock them down, and then build new luxury homes on them that sell anywhere between $3.5 and $4.5 million. And then the proceeds that our company makes from doing those projects, 99% of that is donated to organizations like Citizens Helping Citizens.
Yeah.
And we just began our business aspirations here. I came in from Colorado last July, and I've been focusing on raising the capital we need for our first project, and we're in the middle of that, doing that first project right now, which is really exciting.
Yeah, that's super cool, man. What a great mission, and doing it all in the name of Christianity and doing the right thing, trying to help folks out, helping brothers out, when they're coming out of these, down times. People are down and out. A lot of times they don't have any reserves.
Yep.
I have no money. They probably don't have the best family structure. That's maybe part of the reason they went to prison in the first place.
And any good family relationships that they had, they probably broke those ties and broke those relations by doing criminal things as well. So when they get out of prison, they don't have any resources to lean on that can help them out and give them opportunities.
Right.
And that's what we want to do, is we want to provide opportunities for them, so that they never return back to prison. I think here in Florida, about 1 every 3 man or women that comes out of prison is back into prison within 12 months. Wow. Within 3 years, that goes up to about 65 to 70%. Wow. So recidivism is a serious thing. It's America, in my opinion, it's a crisis situation.
Yeah.
So that's what we're trying to help out, and not focus on, or not have to rely on government grants and government money to do that, and basically just provide it for ourselves through our business for profit, which is the real estate development. So we're out. Our goal is to get 6 projects going on at a time. And my responsibility is to raise capital for that. So that's what I'm hoping to do here on the show, is raise awareness of what we're trying to do, invite anyone that wants to be part of our mission. They can invest personal capital into it themselves. If they want to be an investor individually, we'll take funds from nonprofits that want to be part of our mission as well. Any capital investment companies, venture capitalist companies. I might even look into some SBA loans as well, since I just heard on the previous segment that SBA is giving out $5 million. I mean, every little bit helps.
Absolutely. Yeah, and if you just joined us, we're in studio here talking with Thomas Ostrosky, and this is a really cool program because it's going to help people. It's going to help people, and it's a situation where you're helping. The program goes a little bit deeper. So you go into Christian mentorship.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that, because I think the mentorship side, it's going to help them with their strategy. So they're going to reduce that recidivism rate.
100%. So I've got about 9, almost 10 years of experience running a pre-release prison ministry when I was back in Ohio. And what we put together is a program that it was a blend of spiritual mentorship, spiritual education about just introducing who Jesus Christ is to them.
Yeah.
And what we would do is blend that with cognitive thinking and behavior curriculum that was proven from a company called the Change Companies. And what we would do is we would blend that with Jesus's parables, and so it would be a Christian thing as well as the cognitive thinking behavior medical side of things.
Yeah.
So we would do that, and what we would do is we would just walk with them, introduce them who Jesus is by example, hopefully, and create just basic life goals with them.
Yeah.
What are they going to do when they get out of prison? What do they need to get? So one of our focuses is we would do a 60-day action plan of exactly what they need to do each and every day before they get out. And the point of that is that they stay busy, they keep focused, they find a job, they start making money. They become productive, tax-paying citizens, and it gets them out of that cycle of going back to what they did before and going back into prison.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5 times in a row, and just giving them that kind of role model that they've never had. Most of these men haven't had father figures, and some women as well. So we try to provide for that for them and just give them a different path to walk on. Hopefully one that they'll commit to walk with Jesus.
Right. Yeah, it's a structure. So you got to have, number one, the structure.
Amen.
Right. You have the structure, you have the mentorship, and then you also have a peer group. When you see it in movies and you see it in these television programs, it's a group of people sitting in a circle, 12 to 15, 20 people, and everybody has their own story.
Yep.
And then to know that other people are dealing with what you're dealing with, number one, because a lot of times, I know when I was talking with Captain Will Smith, he said whenever the mentors are assigned, it's somebody that's been to prison.
Usually.
So they understand that, that, hey, look, this person's walked in my shoes. They've gone on and been successful. And Captain Will Smith has that story too, where
he does.
What an amazing story. He's written books about it. I don't want to go too deep into it here, but just amazing story. But when you have that situation, and then ultimately, even in like relationship counseling and through, you got to have that higher power.
Yep.
So you've got to submit to the higher power, which is Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. So I wanted to go to a Bible verse here. When you think about gratitude, I think being grateful for what you have. I think a lot of humanity's problems can be solved by just being more grateful.
Yes.
Because you can't be depressed if you're grateful.
No.
Right? You can't be depressed if you're thankful for what you do have.
Yep.
Right? If you're in that mindset of grateful. So here's one out of Psalm. Giving thanks is a sacrifice that truly honors me. If you keep my path, I will reveal to you the salvation of God. That's Psalm 50:23. And what a good idea to think about, right?
That aligns perfectly with what I just said about getting these men on the right path, living a different path versus the criminal side of things.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And if you look at all, Alcoholics Anonymous, they all have the 12-step program.
Yes.
They all have that program in place. So that's essentially, what people need to do is you got to go through all these different phases of, admitting that you were wrong, forgiving those that you may have, forgiving, asking for forgiveness for people that you may have wronged. All the different 12 steps.
Yes.
So I think that's such a key part. We're talking with Thomas Ostrosky here. Now, you mentioned for our audience to get involved.
Yes.
There's a couple different ways. I think monetary donations are always welcome.
Definitely.
Do you have volunteer opportunities as well?
Not at this time. So Citizens Helping Citizens, a lot of the organizations that we hope to provide for and give funds to once we start making the profits, they have volunteer opportunities. Helping Citizens has needs for more mentors and things like that. And so volunteers is always needed. But with what we're doing specifically right now, we're just focusing on trying to make as much money as we can to help fund those services that they provide.
Yeah.
Without leaning on government grants. That's the biggest thing. Like, let's get government out of it. Let's make the private sector find a solution for it. Yeah. And that's what we're trying to do. So the way listeners can help us is, they can go to our website, which is restoration-223.com. So there's a comment form that you can submit to us to get in connection with us, or they can call me directly at 419-309-1706. If they're interested in becoming part of our mission, they can either donate funds directly to Impact Foundation and then invest those funds in our company, which sounds a little crazy, but it can be done. Or they can be individual private investors in our projects as well. And so we've done 2 test models of our business model, and we've seen about 17 to 26% interest return earnings on those projects. And that's anybody that wants to invest in those real estate development projects that we do. Those are kind of the returns that you can expect to see.
Yeah, that's super awesome, man. I love that. Let's take a quick break. More with Thomas on the flip side here. Coming up, we're going to talk with him. Go to the website, restoration-223.com, if you want more information. More with Thomas coming up on the flip side of this quick break. Also, feel-good story of the day. Man living with tremors for 30 years is cured by ultrasound beam paid by Medicare. Coming up, feel-good story of the day. We'll be right back.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon Rhymes here for AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. My wife and I shifted a lot of our buying habits, and we wanted to support companies that support our values, patriotic, Christian, conservative companies. And you can find that online at AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. Now, what you're doing is you're not spending any new money. You're simply buying a lot of the common purchases that you're buying every month for the kitchen, the bathroom, your shampoos, your laundry detergent, all types of great essential oils, vitamins, herbs, those types of products. And for you beef lovers, we have great beef products as well. Tenderloin, sirloin steaks, grass-fed beef available as well. So check out AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com, and I'd love to talk to you if you have any questions about it. There's also a business opportunity there for you as well. 813-917-1894. And thank you so much for supporting our company, AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. You can reach me at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. That's consumerqb, like quarterback.com. Buying, selling, investing, or refinancing? We would love to talk to you. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here in studio. A couple of hot listings, and we're going to jump right back into this content here. Citizens helping citizens. You know, I love this conversation around investment into real estate to fund programs to help prisoners coming out of prison and to reduce the recidivism rate. What a great program. I love that. 17416 Magnolia Island Boulevard, hot listing here in Claremont, Florida. This one's close to Disney. Really awesome community here. This is on an island, essentially. It's a peninsula, but they call it an island. 30 homes in this community. It's a rare gem at an excellent price, just under $1 million for this Cape Cod estate-style home, gorgeous property here at 17416 Magnolia Island Boulevard, Claremont, Florida. 5 bedrooms, 3 full bath, 2 half bath, and a 2-car garage. 3121 square foot, and you have an acre of land here, gated community with access to the lake, professionally designed landscape, grand circular driveway, pool and spa package, screened-in lanai. Great opportunity here on Magnolia Island Boulevard, Claremont, Florida. Another one of our $1 million listings from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, the #1 real estate company in the world. 1318 Roosevelt Drive in Venice. This one, beautiful single-family home, split floor plan. You have 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, 1853 square foot. You have a beautiful back screen lanai here with no backyard neighbor. Gorgeous property. High ceilings as well. 1318 Roosevelt Drive, and a lighter color kitchen cabinetry package with stainless steel appliances. Beautiful property. You can see all of our real estate listings at PlatinumMVPTeam.kw.com.
This is God's country. Tell me something good.
All right, feel-good story of the day in Palm Beach, Florida. 72-year-old Orlando Avendado had been completely cured of essential hand tremors after living with the condition for over 30 years. The breakthrough treatment performed at Delray Medical Center used targeted ultrasound guided by MRI to precisely disrupt the brain area causing the tremor. No surgery or anesthesia required. The procedure, done with a device called Neuravive, was completed in just a few hours and fully covered by Medicare. Avendado walked out with a steady hand for the first time in decades, calling it unbelievable. The non-invasive treatment is now available at 79 centers across the United States. There you have it. Feel-good story of the day. You know, a perfect combination there. Medical and maybe the hand of God touching some of that too, right? Touching the physicians, touching the people involved. But we're talking with Thomas Ostrosky here, restoration-223.com, and he's the operations manager and also Citizens Helping Citizens, again, with that important mission of reducing the recidivism rate in our communities for those that have had to go to prison. I wonder, have you come across some veterans that have been through this program too? I mean, sometimes veterans, they come from that war scene and they have a trouble adapting. And
yeah, there's an overlay of that often.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of times they find themselves in hard places, or they with their addiction and things, that happens a lot.
Yeah.
That leads them to do breaking the law and doing some time in prison and coming out. So yeah. There definitely is a hand, just like with homelessness.
Yeah.
It's all pretty much overlapping each other.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned South Tampa buying a lot, the traditional model of buying that house that's an eyesore, tearing it down, rebuilding and building that McMansion, beautiful property. Are you focused just in South Tampa, or are you doing other areas?
Right now, with the builder that we built a relationship with, that's where he likes to be. He likes to stay in that Plant High School area.
Yep.
He's been in that area for, I think, 7 to 10 years, and he's comfortable with it. He's been pretty successful selling homes in that area as well, fairly quickly. So that is our focus right now.
Nice. All right. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, just a couple minutes left. What other thoughts did you want to get to? What haven't we touched on yet?
Well, I guess some personal goals with our fundraising, our capital raising. With our projects, we hope to get a new project going every 3 months or so. Get to a point where we have 6 to 8 going at a time, and my goal is that within 3 to 4 years, we're donating $1 million towards reentry services.
Nice.
That's one of my personal goals, and to do that, we need help with other people. We need people to help us just bring in capital that we can hopefully make some good earnings for them, as well as fund our mission. And then a vision of ours with Tom Yunk with Citizens Helping Citizens is that we do start creating some campuses, reentry campuses, where on the same land there's housing, there's a small business that they're actually working, there's a trade center where we're teaching them, they're being taught building trades with laying foundations, framing, putting up siding, drywall, all those different things that need to be done when you're building a home, plumbing, HVAC. We want to be able to train, give an opportunity for these gentlemen and women to be trained on that, so that we actually provide a career for them versus just a job.
Right.
The problem that I see with reentry services right now is that it's a Band-Aid thing. It's not a long-term solution.
Right.
And they don't focus. They focus on the crisis of getting food, getting a job, a minimum wage job and things like that. But they don't really help them help the person transform who they are and get away from that criminal thinking and behavior to where there's long-term success where they stay out of that. So we work with the person, not just the symptoms of what's going on.
Right. Yeah, it sounds like
that's our goal.
It's a slippery slope because, hey, one bad thing happens, you have a bad break. Now all of a sudden, I'm going to try, I'll do a little bit of drugs, and then now, boom, now you're missing work on Monday. Now you're fired. Now you're back selling drugs, whatever it might be. So
exactly, they go back to where they're comfortable at, and that's what they know
and their peer group. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So I love that idea. I love Mike Rowe. He has a lot of great stats on when I've heard him on podcasts about, hey, let's not focus so much on college. Charlie Kirk wrote the book College Scam.
Yeah.
But let's focus on the trades and getting people some real skill sets that are needed in this community.
Yes.
You're always going to need those plumbers, those welders, electrical, the HVAC, all those different needs, hanging drywall,
exactly,
framing homes.
And let's be honest, what a lot of things that Trump's focusing on, there might be a big need of Americans to be working in that area.
That's right. Absolutely. We're bringing it
which
back.
Which is good, which is positive.
America's coming back. That golden age of America is coming. The art of the deal is coming back. So thanks for coming in, Thomas.
Thank you. I've enjoyed myself. Thank you.
My pleasure. All right. Hey, Andrew Kube, 100% financing for business owners. Bruce Woodburn, Cross Country Mortgage. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And thank you so much for supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show and all of our 35, 40-plus show partners here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. ConsumerQB.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rimes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.